So again, just like we were talking about benches earlier as such, these are always going to come and have different degrees. So like, we want to almost not necessarily replicate that, because if I came to this movement and I had this, I'm literally just going to be doing dumbbells here. So you play better advantage of being here with this. So if I've got dumbbells, I'm able to pull in. If I've got dumbbells, I'm able to pull out. Now realistically, the only time I'm going to put a pro dumbbell in, so that means just basically chest supported dumbbell row, is we're going to be biasing lat. I'd never put this in to bias rear delts, because you're not going to get strong at having dumbbells go like this. Vicky, what would you normally do? 15s?
Who do you think I am?
10s? We'll go 7s. So again, I want your chest as high as you can on here, comfortably. Is that comfortable? Yeah. So just put your arms down to your side. Will they fully extend? So what we're going to think about here again is Vicky's going to think about keeping her chest against, and these are going to move naturally free, and she's going to be thinking elbow into a back pocket, and she's going to keep this relaxed as she can. So we're literally just moving that elbow. Doesn't matter where that dumbbell goes. We're not thinking back, we're thinking into that back pocket. So just give me a rep. Good. Just get a little bit out, and then think there. There you go. Good. See how that dumbbell kind of follows where she's going? She's not bending that elbow too much. Can you feel here? Good. I want you to think that elbow more towards the back pocket. So instead of back here, think about this into here. There. Good. So you're getting that tricep into your body. Good. Feel better?
Yeah.
Good. So what we're really trying to do is just close that gap. We're not thinking back, we're just closing a gap within our back, so we're just doing here. So you know, like, from a bodybuilding point, is any one of these guys doing it? No. So from a bodybuilding perspective, is you'll have bodybuilders kind of do a lat spread where they go here and then they pull forward. Yeah. So like, what we're trying to do is we're replicating that movement here, where we're trying to pull our elbows into our spine, and then we're going to go here and there. So what Vicky's doing here is she's closing that gap, ready to do that. And that's going to allow her to contract her lat as much as she can and get it short. Keep it going. You can go over here. Get off them.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. Come on. Good. So now can you see how, like, if anyone else can clock this, Vicky's literally almost thinking, right, the quicker I can move, the quicker I'm going to get it back. I want Vicky to start now thinking about dragging these like they're like an antique piece of furniture. So she's going to move slower. Come on. Yeah, just drag them now. There you go. Like you're pretending you want to get somebody off your friend, but really want them to kick their head in. Come on. Good. Extend all the way down. Good. Drag, that's better. Can you feel here?
Yeah.
Good. I want them dumbbells to go more towards your back pocket as well. There you go, that's better. Good. So allow this, come back. Yep, pull. There you go. Good. More. There you go. Drag. There you go. Your body's going to be telling you now to make it easier, but we still want to just keep that same mindset of just dragging it. Come on, come on. You can hate on me later. Yep, pull. Good. Now all I'm doing is grabbing her bicep and just helping pull with minimum. If she feels that my hands are there, placebo in her head's going to be like, yeah, I've got a spot. But I'm doing fuck all. Dean, I'm going to use you, if you don't mind, for a bent over dumbbell row. So Dean's going to perform exactly what Vicky's just done now, but without a bench. And what we're looking to do is get into a position where we're able to kind of stay stable. Like if I've got weight pulling me here, the last thing I'm going to be able to do is remain stable here. So he's going to kick his hips back, lock that back. And can you see from the angle, he's identical to what we was on the chest supported row, because we're just trying to bias that upper back and his lats here.
Momentum's like
Yeah, so like realistically this particular movement, if you look at the muscularity of your upper back, it's probably going to hold the most amount of tissue in comparison to any other body part, right? So now to match that, you're going to need weight relevant to it. If I bend over with fucking 5 kilos, how much tissue, regardless of mind muscle connection, am I going to actually create? Because there's not a big enough challenge there. So there's definitely argument here that yes, Dean could have been here and he could have been here, but we're going to kind of put his hamstrings in a vulnerable spot when we're trying to bias our back. We're going to take your glutes into a lengthened range to do this. Now if we're up here, there's got to be some momentum at the hip to get that in. But as long as throughout you're getting that lat short, i.e. you're pulling your elbows into your back, you're going to have to. But without having a sufficient load here, you're wasted. You may as well go and do a cable row on the machine. Does everyone make sense of that as why we'd want to load that movement as opposed to fannying around with 5 kilos?
So there's no harm in us doing that if that machine's taken. For example, we can do it with dumbbells instead.
So for you, what you do, so because we've got overhand, right, you could still do it, but I'd almost say for you, do it on a bench. Now, what you're going to have to do, say from a logbook point, you're going to have to write chest supported dumbbell row.
Yeah.
Because say on that you get 22.5, realistically here, you may be stuck on 12 and a half, you may be stuck on 20s. It's just you don't want that to throw your head off. Likewise, if you, let's say you come in and there's 5 lads on there, which it probably is, and you're like, right, they're going to be half an hour, I need to dab on, you could change the order of those exercises and go back to it. But I'd also write a note, change to 5th movement. We're going to go to the rear delt. So, going back to what we were just saying, in terms of muscularity of your upper back, yes, you want to make sure that you connect with this and you feel it, but like also needs to be a considerable amount of load here. Like just put your arm out, your right arm out in front. Now place your left hand underneath, and you're going to create tension with this. And I want you to just think about taking this arm out whilst forcing that. Can you feel like your rear delt here at the back of your top of your back? It's activated almost. You can feel it. Take your arm higher. Can you feel that? So like that then, if we then allow that to come across, I would still get sufficient kind of almost a response from just doing that. Now, who's seen that guy in the gym? I don't even think I can do it. Doing that. So like, that's one of those where people get so caught up in this full range of motion world. But like, just again, put this here. Now take it out to your side and really kind of try and connect with that rear delt. How far can you actually take that arm back before it starts going onto your shoulder? Like before this kind of kicks in, right? So we're not, I don't even know now. There's normally pictures on these that must have been fucking written from a textbook in the 50s, because they normally will have you at this angle, right? Now, I'm going to use you as a puppet here, just because I know you've done this and we've gone over it and you're finally getting it. So I want you to come over to this. I'm not going to give you any instruction, but I'm going to pick fault. If there's any to pick. So can you see straight away here, like in terms of positioning to kind of thing, you've got two ways of making this a little bit more rear delt bias. Can you see how like in terms of the angle, if we go here, we're going to be within that rear delt. Now we can either have Kim just kick your bum back to the edge of the seat, keep going. So now can you see how her torso's leant forward and this rear delt is now kind of here as opposed to here? Just give me a rep. Is that too heavy?
I'm not sure.
Think about, yeah. Good, relax. Let me just reduce that. So now what I'm going to do is, because I don't want her to do it again, is I'm just going to put my hands where I want her to stop. I want you to hold, when you get to that point where you touch my fingers, just stay there. Okay. So come out. There. So just stay there. So come back out. Hold that. Can you feel these firing? Now we need to come a little bit further back. Can you feel how that's gone? Yeah. So the minute you go past that range, you're doing fuck all. Because again, this weights, the further, just relax, the further this is back, realistically, the lighter that is, because that cable stack has gone to full range. The minute you adjust this, if I now adjust that to there, that'll be heavier throughout. If I adjust it to here, the minute this is kind of past around here, that gets lighter. And from a rear delt point, that's where we get weaker. So that's why that's set up in that way. But it doesn't mean we want to go all the way there. As Kim just says, as she got past that angle, tension went off her rear delt. So we want her to position her bum back. You're right. We want her to lean forward into it. And we're doing that because now it forces our shoulder blades to kind of round forward. And we're going to keep our chest against the pad. If we're up here, what happens? This goes forward, this goes back, and we're now making the movement easier for us. I want you to do a working set now for me. Good, there. Bend this elbow a little bit. Yep, elbow's a little bit higher. There you go. A little bit straighter. There, good. Can you feel here? Good, go again. Out to there, go again. There. There, good. Can you feel here? Good. Can you see how we've shortened the motion? Like I'm stopping and going all the way in? Because again, going to that forward, we're going to allow our pec to kind of relax and take some of that tension. Good. Keep it going. Good. Good. Good, relax. So now we're gonna take another set here because Kim says she could go heavier. And what I want to do is, once she starts to fail, I want her then to start doing partials. Because again, this particular muscle group won't ever get enough attention from other movements. So when you've got this machine, a lot will say you're going to get a lot of recruitment from a deadlift, a row and so on. You are, but you're not going to get a direct emphasis. And then if we actually look at today's day and age, like pretty much everyone I've seen in here has got a phone. We round the shoulders and we're here. Most jobs from a posture point, we're round the shoulders and we're here. So this area is always going to be slanted forward and lengthened, meaning we're always working here, i.e. who sleeps on this side when they sleep? You're almost lengthening that again. So that dominantly is going to become weak. So we need to strengthen it. And though you're going to feel it with light loads, we need to almost load this to put it through a bigger challenge. You ready? Let's go. Where's Oreo? She escaped. Oreo. Good, come on. Good, slow it down. Don't rush them. Come on. Yeah. Good, go again. Keep that chest again. Keep that chest again. Outwards. There you go. Now partials. Come back in. Go out. Good, there you go. So you can see how in those partials, scapula, neck and shoulders were kind of hunching up. Now realistically, like if you was to do that 5 reps in, I'd say rack the weight and don't do it. But if you're doing it in those last few reps, like in your head or your spotters, get them to say shoulders down, you're going to still be able to rectify that. Anyone, any questions on this one? No. Right. Everyone have 2 minutes and then we're going to go into push. Push, push, push. When you look at your chest, dominantly the movement is, it's up and down, isn't it? Right? So we literally just think about almost hand here, hand forward, hand back. Now, when you look at, I'm not going to talk all anatomy, I don't want to go into that, but when we talk about our chest and where we're going, it kind of inserts into our bicep. So who's seen pictures or videos where somebody's kind of got to the bottom of a press and it's jolted? And dominantly, they've either tore their pec or they've tore their bicep. More than likely, it's they've tore their bicep. And that's because we insert onto our humerus here. So now what we need to take from that is your chest is a lot of what you're doing with your chest is actually what you're doing with your upper arm. I.e. what we were just doing with back is a lot of what you're doing with your upper arm. So now what we're going to do here is I'm going to take my bicep as far away from my chest as I can, and then I'm going to bring it in. Did you see how I didn't say as far back as I can? So again, setting this up, there's no right or wrong way. Like if I'm here, where's my, I'm going down, aren't I? And really from a genetic point, your chest is going to grow how the fuck it wants to. So whether you position this down, whether you position this forward, whether you position this up, you're going to emphasize more like your upper clavicle area, your chest, or your, yeah. So what we need to think of is, right, okay, so from a female point, there's almost not a lot of advance in us doing a flat press or a flat decline, other than skill, building a skill so you can do it. Because at some point in life, you've got to push it. I.e. from a physique development point, is actually not a lot of reason to overhead press. Because everything we can do from an overhead press point, we can get from a lateral raise. But who here can picture themselves in 20 years putting a box at the top of a shelf without doing a overhead press? So I like to keep it in from that functionality and pressing. What did you? What can you press overhead? Yeah. 35s, right. So then like being able to press 35 kilo overhead, or 70 if you're playing two, is going to be a lot, like, it's a skill, it's a strength. But then if he wasn't able to do that, then in normal life activities, he's going to struggle. So we're going to go back to chest. So what I'm commonly thinking about here, let me just change this back a couple. So we're going to go over the common like viewpoint of how we see this done. So like how people would usually move is this, right? We just think about hands into the middle, right? Because our chest is moving. But what we need to actually start thinking about is, so for back, I'll always think tricep. For chest, I'll almost think bicep. So now we're going to keep our shoulders back. We're going to grab these, and I'm not thinking about my hands aren't there. I'm thinking bicep. So I'm bringing my bicep into there. So the minute I'm here, my chest is going to be fully shut. Likewise, and this is why I dislike a barbell. Like, I think there's a place for it, but I think it's a large skill. Because if I've got a barbell and my hands are locked on that bar, what can't I do? My hands are locked, so they're going to move where that bar is. I can't fully get that bicep into my chest, but I can with dumbbells. Most machines now converge in, or if they don't, you've got a close enough grip to here. So from here, again, I'm not thinking hands, I'm thinking bicep in. Now, there'll be a lot of people that have probably trained with me or like been in the gym at the time, and I've spoken about when you get to this point, we're going to allow our shoulders to come forward. Now that's a skill again. Like if you are new to this sort of stuff, I will always say shoulders back throughout, because the minute we go here, this is going to come up. I'm going to use you as a thing because you train at this gym. So jump on here, and it will give us something to warm up with. So just put your arms down to your side. So can you see that with Kim, this is actually probably out of her range. So like, we're just trying to shorten that pec. So we're gonna take this one forward. So this is directly on a kind of upper area of her chest. And now shoulders back, chest up. And then we're gonna come inwards. Just show me one of your reps at the moment. Is that too heavy or all right? So can you see again, Kim has directly gone into come in. She's come straight into the idea of bringing these together. Now what I want you to think of is, just let me take this one back actually, because you are like dead stopping it. Yeah, it's cool. So then what we're now going to think about is Kim's going to come in, yeah, and she's going to think bicep into here and forget about her hands. So her chest is fully short there. Can you see how far these are away? Can you feel here? Now come back outwards, nice and slow. Shoulders down, and now go again. Good. Again, these are nowhere near, but she's getting fully shortened chest. Go again. Good. There, now come back in. So can you see now that her scapula is moving at the top here? I want you to think about this down. Good. Go again. Keep this down. Drive in. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now take it for partials. So even if you only move 4 inches, there, again. Good, go again. There you go, good, relax. So did that feel more in your chest than normal?
Yeah.
Perfect, I didn't pay her to say that. So like, we literally like, so I'm going to use Kaleem here for this one, thank you. So Kaleem again he's going to have different limb lengths and so on. So just sit on this and set up how you would. So put your arms down to the side. Yep, sit your bum back. Good. So now if we look at where his hand is, can you see how his body is elevated? So we want to adjust that seat one down. Just lift up. Just there. Good. Yep. Yep, come in. Perfect. Can you see again how wide this is? Where normally you're going to see people just do this. Yep, come out. Drive forward. Good, there. Think about bicep into here for me. There, forget this. There you go. Good. Now, one other ticket here we can do to emphasize this getting more short is as you come forward, I want you now, Kaleem, to really reach forward, reach towards that camera. Can you see how much more his chest got short? Can you feel that? Good, go again. But that's going to take skill in the sense that he's got to stay stable at his back. So he's going to think shoulders back, and then here he's going to allow his shoulders to come forward to get that. But these still aren't touching. They're closer, but they're not touching, but this is getting shorter. Go again. Shoulders back. Good. Take it for its full range. Reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. There you go. Good. Good. You'll not be able to get rid of her now, Dean. Mackie, my dog. We need a coach soon. Good.
So
go again.
When you like reach out,
yeah.
Like what you're saying.
Allow your shoulders to come off the back.
So your hands basically more come together, don't they?
Yeah, but you're still going to reach forward.
Yeah.
Don't think about touching them. Just think about like reach for Andy. There you go. Good. Can you feel how much more you're getting out of here? Good. Relax. So like you could eat you're going to think that you can't do that with load, but again, like just I'd almost suggest to everyone regress this movement to a point where you can actually do those cues and then progress again to where you are now, because you're going to be able to take your chest through a longer range, but you're going to actually get it short. The reason we've done this before we've done pressing, because pressing is identical with the bicep. We're going to go into a incline press now. We're going to do it with a machine first, so we can just go over the cues, and then we'll do it with a dumbbell. We're not going to go into a barbell just because, again, we're in that fixed position. Let's go over to this incline over here.